we're going to be talking about viewing art. Um, so, something that's interesting about art is that there's so many different types of art, and we've kind of seen that a little bit already this spring with the work that we've been doing since we started online learning. We've looked at many different kinds of art. And everybody has a different taste. And so I think it's important to have opportunities to get to explore lots of different types of art so you can figure out what kinds you like. So today we're going to be looking at art, but through the use of the elements of design. And we started talking about some of these before March break, but I'm going to review a few of them today. So what are the elements of design? They're basic principles that are often, but not always, used in art. Elements of design can be used to make art more interesting or pleasing to look at, and they can also be used to communicate messages and feelings. So this page shows all of the elements of design. And I'll make sure that I share this on OneNote so that you have it to look at. So there's line, color, texture, shape, value, space, and size. And you can talk about any of these in your assignment today, but we're going to focus on just a couple of them. So first of all, lines. We started talking about these in class before March break. There's many different types of lines, and we can use them to create outlines in art to show mood or emotion. The way lines are drawn can make them seem calm, nervous, angry, etc. They can also help you know where to look in a painting or in a drawing or other piece of art. They can also create light or dark, depending on how close together or how far apart they are. And they can create texture to show roughness or smoothness or other types of texture. So here's a piece of art by Jackson Pollock, who we studied earlier on, called Autumn Rhythm. And really this piece of art is entirely created by lines. And to me, it feels pretty like chaotic, just the way those lines are created on the page. Another element is color. Color can be used to show temperature. So cool colors are colors like blue, green, purple. Warm colors are red, yellow, and orange. It can also show mood. Often those cool colors we think of being calm, and warm colors we associate with anger or passion. They can create depth, and they can emphasize a part of an image. They can also just make a piece of art more interesting to look at and often pleasing, especially if you have color preferences. So here's an example of a picture that's actually from a really long time ago. It's from the Middle Ages. And so we don't even know who created it, but you can tell that the bold colors that are used in this piece of art really help to give it sort of a festive holiday kind of feel. Space. So we can talk about space in terms of positive or negative space. Positive space is the space in a piece of art that's filled up with something, and negative space is the space that is empty or open. Space can help us to create dimension, it can help to emphasize things, and it often helps us to create more simplified images. So if you're someone who doesn't like busy pieces of art, you might really like art that has space in it. Here's an example of an image called A Leader of the Brass Band by Auguste Edouard. And you can see that it really uses bold, positive and negative space, and it's quite simplified. So texture is another element that we can use. Texture is how something looks and feels. Everything has some sort of texture. It might be rough, smooth, silky, shiny, fuzzy. Texture can help a painting or an image look more interesting, and it can also help to make it look more realistic. So the picture that I chose to show this is The Northeaster by Winslow Homer. And I just think that the texture that this artist captured on the water makes it look so realistic, as if that water is actually moving like waves, like real waves in the ocean. So your task this week, I'd like you to visit the Met Kids, which is the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which is a super famous art museum in New York. And they have a really cool part of their website. Their website is actually, the whole Met Kids website is worth exploring, but this one part allows you to explore art throughout history using a whole bunch of different search factors. And I'd like you just to explore and look at a bunch of different pieces of art until you find one that you like. So maybe it's something that's interesting about it, or just you think it's a cool image. Then you're going to share that link with me so you can copy and paste it into OneNote. I want you to explain why you picked that piece of art. Why did it stand out to you? And then I want you to explain how it uses one element of design. And that could be one that I highlighted, so line, color, texture, space, or it could be one of the other elements of design on that sort of summary sheet that we looked at the very beginning. And just so you have an idea, I'm going to show you what this website looks like. So you can search through time periods, you can look at art from different places in the world, or you could look at things that have a specific big idea. So let's say I wanted to look at all of the pieces of art that have to do with magic and mystery. I would push here and it would come up with all of these pieces of art that somehow have something to do with magic or mystery. And so say I decided that I really liked this because I really like these blue colors. For this assignment, I would click on it and it will give me a little bit of information about that piece of art, what it's made out of, where it was made, and some other information. There's all different types of information with different types of paintings or pieces of art. So I'd like you to explore that. But then all you need to do for your assignment is copy that link and paste it into OneNote and then answer those questions that I've asked. All right, I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of type of art it is that stands out to you. And have fun exploring. Oh, and just so you know, if you pick on a painting or a piece of art and you decide, you know what, that's not the one for me, you can just go back. And then if you're like, no, I actually don't want to do anything that has to do with magic and mystery, you can hop back in the time machine. And then you could either search by a different big idea or a different time period. Yeah, just explore and see what you find.